everyone. Today, I want to talk to you about what you can do to win more customers in this ever-evolving digital landscape. I want to introduce you to my friend Tom. Tom is having one of those crazy, frantic days at work, and he just got a call from his wife saying that something happened at the house and she is freaking out and she wants him to figure it out. No matter your vertical, it could be maybe the garage door wouldn't open when she was trying to take the kids to school. Maybe the AC is not working or there was a pipe that burst. In that moment of heightened emotion, Tom isn't thinking about that catchy jingle that he heard on the radio. He's not thinking about that social media post from the company that he might have saw last week. Although those are really important parts of an overall marketing strategy, in that moment, he's going straight to his phone or his computer to see what business can help him ASAP. But the stress continues because in his search results, Tom is bombarded by a ton of different businesses that can all potentially do the same thing. So how does he choose? Your goal from the moment that Tom grabs his phone or goes to his computer is that you are guiding him to your business as the solution that he needs. But how do you ensure that you're chosen? That's what I want to talk to you about today, is how to help home service businesses get found and chosen online. My name is Cassandra Webster. I go by Cass. I'm the Senior Director of Home Service Sales here at Consumer Fusion. And we work with businesses in the trades when it comes to helping them attract more customers and get chosen by consumers who are looking for services online. Now, before we get into it, I want to briefly talk to you guys about the customer journey. The customer journey is essentially broken up into three parts. There's the awareness stage, the consideration stage, and the decision stage. But for the purposes of today, I'm mainly going to keep it focused on the consideration stage. Because remember, our friend Tom, he is about to start evaluating which is going to be the right business to help him with his problem. How is he making that decision? So there's a couple of different factors that Tom is looking at to figure out who's going to be able to be the business that can help him out. First of all, he's looking at the businesses that are in the top of the search results. Businesses in the top of the search results and in the map section are capturing over 70% of the clicks from customers. So he's looking at those top 2 or 3 businesses in the search, and then he's diving in deeper. He's looking at the review rating. Who has the higher rating? In his mind, that means that they're more credible. He's looking at the number of reviews, and then he's weeding through to take a look at the reviews themselves. Now, in some cases, Tom might be filtering and going straight to those negative reviews because he wants to see what are customers saying about this business that aren't so great. And then he's also looking at, is the business responding? If the business isn't responding, he may think, I want a business that cares about their customers. So then he's going on to the next one. And if the business is responding, he's looking at how they're responding. If it's a negative review, if that business is very argumentative and unprofessional in their response, he's probably thinking that that's not the business that he wants to work with, and he's going on to the next. Or is it a business that's responding to that negative review in a professional, empathetic way that is showing that they do want to resolve that issue and they do care? Now that we know what Tom is looking at to make his decision, let's talk about the competitive landscape. Competition in the home service industry continues to grow. In fact, the global home service market is expected to grow by over $5 trillion in the next several years. So when Tom hops online and looks for a business, there's more choices for him to go through than ever before. And not only is the growth still happening, what we found is that consumer search habits, that has evolved as well. Because consumers that are looking online, we've seen that they are using the terms like best plumber near me, best AC repair near me. Using that best and near me keywords has shot up by 500%. So it's more critical than ever that you need to stand out online. Your online reputation, this is your brand's lifeline. This is really your word of mouth engine, and it's such a critical part of your digital footprint that you can't just avoid. And when you have a solid, comprehensive online reputation management strategy, what's it going to mean for your business? What it's going to mean is that you're going to rank more frequently for those local Google searches, which in turn is going to lead to more clicks to your page, more potential visits from customers to your website. It's going to build your trust and credibility with those potential customers, and it's going to increase your ROI across all of your marketing, especially if you're in Google local service ads, which is huge for home services. Your reputation is a huge factor on whether that lead converts or if they go to that competitor down the street. So you want to think of your online reputation. It's your 24/7 salesperson that never shuts off and is constantly promoting your business to your potential customers. So you don't just want to leave it to chance. And having a solid online reputation management strategy, this isn't just a strategy that you can just set it and forget it. This requires consistency and persistence. So the 5 stages that you want to look at when it comes to having a solid online reputation strategy include stage 1, optimizing and monitoring your listings. Stage 2, generating reviews for your listings. Stage 3, responding to those reviews. Stage 4, monitoring and disputing those reviews. And if you're doing all 4 stages, that's going to lead you to stage 5, which is increasing your overall rating and your online presence. When it comes to managing your local listings, the main takeaway that I want you to have here is it's important to activate listings that are going to help benefit your business online. We know that Google is the most utilized search platform, but it's becoming increasingly important to look at those other third-party review platforms as well, where a potential customer might be looking for you. So platforms like Facebook. When it comes to the industry-specific review platforms, there's Nextdoor, there's Thumbtack, there's Angie's, there's HomeAdvisor. Depending on your region, those platforms could be getting traction from potential customers, so you want to show up. Even platforms like Yelp, which I know in home services, sometimes Yelp gets a bad rap. I talk to a lot of business owners that tell me they don't like Yelp, they don't do anything with it. But the thing is that you can continue to not like Yelp or any of these platforms, but your potential customers still may want to visit them. So it's important, if you're looking to grow and scale your business, that you are showing up on these platforms that are going to help you do that, because it's going to help you on the local SEO side of things. And then also it's going to help when it comes to your discoverability of more potential customers finding you. And when I talk about creating these listings, it's not about just creating the listing and then not doing anything with it and letting it sit on a shelf and gather dust. It's important to update those listings. So things like adding photos, adding additional content, and also encouraging your customers to leave you those reviews on those platforms as well. Because again, that means that more customers are going to be able to find you. Google likes that because Google is all about the consumer experience. So you're making Google happy as well. These next stages, stages 2 through 4, are related to the core pillars that you want to focus on when it comes to online reputation. So that's generating, responding, and disputing reviews. We all know that reviews are king because over 90% of your consumers are looking at your reviews before they pick up the phone to even give you a call to book that job. So it's not only your potential customers, though, that are looking at your reviews, it's also Google. Google and 34% of Google's search algorithm for prioritizing businesses for local search is based upon reviews. So I like to show this information because it's really important to understand what are those metrics that Google is looking at. That way you can prioritize those same metrics for your business as well. So the metrics that Google is looking at when they're prioritizing businesses for Google search include: what is your overall star rating? What is the frequency of your reviews? Which with this one, I have some businesses that come to me and they have a 4.8 or a 4.9 rating on Google, which is great. But then when I dive deeper and I look at when their reviews were, the last review might have been 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 9 months ago. If that is you, you're doing a disservice to your business because you're not giving Google or your potential customers any new relevant content for them to consider. So consistency and a high frequency of positive reviews is critical. They're also looking at what are the quantity of reviews? How many do you have in relation to your competition in your market? The quality of reviews, which Google looks at quality as, do you have a customer that's leaving you that 5-star review and they're not saying anything at all? Or do you have a customer that's leaving you that 5-star review and they're leaving you a glowing testimonial about their positive experience working with you? The latter, in Google's eyes and in your potential customer's eyes, is considered to be a higher quality review. And then lastly, they're looking at how is the business responding to those reviews. So what you want to do is you want to ask yourself the following questions. What are you doing to generate more positive reviews? How are you responding to the reviews that you have? And how are you handling the negative reviews? So let's talk about positive reviews. When it comes to positive reviews, you might have just provided the best service in the world, but more than likely, if you're not asking to request that review, that happy customer isn't going to leave it. So you have to ask. And there's a couple of different methods that we offer our clients when it comes to helping them collect reviews. We offer our clients the ability to send out review requests to their happy customers via text or via email, the ability to set up QR codes. If, let's say, you want to have a QR code on your business cards or hung up in the office, that way if a customer happens to come in, they can scan it and it takes them directly to your review site. And then also, we really encourage that you get your employees involved. So we actually have a mobile app. That way, when the employees are there, they have that happy customer and they've wrapped up the job, they can ask for that review and send out the request right then and there. The reason that we encourage this is because the best performing businesses that we work with, they train and they incentivize their employees when it comes to collecting reviews. That's really important because if you haven't given your employees a process in place for this or the motivation when it comes to generating reviews, you can't possibly expect them to care about your business's online reputation as much as you do. And let's talk about responding to reviews. Now that you've generated all these really great positive reviews, you can't just leave it at that. It's about what you do with them. And the reason that that's important to respond to both positive and negative reviews is because take positive reviews. With positive reviews, that person who left you the review took the time out of their busy day to leave you a review that is going to help your business. So by responding, you're making that happy customer feel heard and feel valued. And also, it reflects positively on your business to those potential customers who are checking out to see if you are responding to reviews. And then when it comes to negative reviews, it is even more critical to respond and respond as fast as possible. The reason why is because what we found is that if you're responding to a negative review within 12 to 24 hours, the likelihood that that reviewer is going to either update their rating, so hopefully change it to like a 4 or 5 star, or take down that negative altogether, goes up by 30%. So you're trying to resolve that issue with the customer, but then also it helps to devalue that negative review to those potential customers that are checking you out. And when responding, it's not about responding with an argumentative, defensive tone, which we get reviews are emotional, but you always have to keep in your head that how does this appear to a potential customer? So it's about responding with empathy and a desire to resolve that potential issue with that customer immediately. One other thing when it comes to responding reviews is that we recommend that you add keywords related to the business in your response. That helps you on the SEO side of things. So namely, including things like the business name, what is the location where you provided the service, and what was the service that you provided. So I have an example included here. It says, hey, thank you for choosing Garage Fixer in Hudson Valley. We're thrilled to hear about your positive experience. Our team works hard to ensure your garage door repair, and we can't wait to serve you again. Now, you don't want it to have the same generic response every single time, but you can use this framework and make sure that you're using those keywords in both your positive and your negative reviews. Let's talk lastly about negative reviews. Negative reviews can really be that silent killer to a business because it can be really hard as a business owner to attribute how much money you might have lost due to a negative review. But what we know is that one negative review has the power to turn away up to 30 potential customers. So if you think about your business and how many negative reviews you have and compare that to what an average ticket looks like for you, or what the lifetime value of a customer looks like for you, this could be an issue that's silently costing you tens of thousands of dollars. And again, the focus can't just be Google. It's also about looking at the negative reviews across those other platforms as well, because what we have found is nearly 70% of consumers, they're looking at least 3 different review sites to help them make a decision, and they're making that decision within an hour. So once you get those negative reviews, the big question is, what can you do about it? When it comes to negative reviews, you can try to report the review yourself to Google or Yelp or one of these different platforms, or you can hire a company like Consumer Fusion, where we specialize in removing illegitimate negative reviews at scale. And when it comes to negative reviews, I do want to clarify, if this is a legitimate review where it was a customer that had an actual issue, this is not something that can be removed unless you resolve the issue with that customer and they take it down themselves. Where we do see as an issue is when it comes to illegitimate negative reviews. Those are reviews that violate the terms and conditions of that review platform. And those are the reviews that are grounds for them to be disputed and then potentially removed. So when we say illegitimate, these are some of the categories that would qualify as a potential illegitimate negative review. It's things like inappropriate content. So if you have a reviewer that is saying something derogatory or defamatory about you or somebody that works at the company, if they're using offensive language or hate speech, those are reviews that may be eligible for removal. If you have reviews where they are leaving false information about your business or your services, you have a review where it's someone who is acting as if they're a customer, but you know that they're not a customer that's in your system, that is grounds to flag it. Things like review policy violations. So some examples of that would be if you have an ex or current employee that has left your review, if you have someone who's leaving a review on behalf of a family member and that reviewer didn't actually have the direct experience with your business. Sometimes in home services, we see where a competitor is trying to add negative reviews to slander the business name. Those can be flagged. And then also things like irrelevant content, where they're leaving you reviews like spam, saying things that have nothing to do with your business. In home services, sometimes we see, for instance, someone might have left you a review where they have a picture of your truck, and that reviewer is saying, oh, this guy supposedly, cut them off on the freeway, or they parked the truck in front of the person's mailbox for half the day and they weren't even the customer. That's another example. So what you can do to benefit your business is that whenever you have a negative review that comes in, you want to consider, does that negative review fall under any of these categories? If so, you can report the review on your own, which a lot of times when you're doing it on your own, on average, it can take 20 attempts on one review when you're doing it on your own to potentially get it taken down. And even then, sometimes it is not successful. Or you can work with a company like Consumer Fusion, where we're not new at this. We've been in business for 13 years, and during that time, we've successfully removed nearly 200,000 illegitimate reviews. And we take the dispute process a step further when it comes to platforms like Google and Yelp, and we're highly successful at that. So could you continue to do it on your own? Sure. But when you're a business owner or you're running a business and you have goals that you're trying to reach, is it the most valuable use of your time? Probably not. So, lastly, what does this strategy look like in action when you do have a comprehensive online reputation and local listing strategy? These are some examples. So, this is one of our clients that, in the time that they've been with us, they have seen a 121% increase in customer actions. That's more website clicks. That's more phone calls. That's more website visits, which equals more revenue and customers for the business. An 82% increase in views on Google search and maps. And we were able to remove 3,000, over 3,000, I think we're almost close to 4,000 now, of illegitimate negative reviews and photos across all of their listings. This is another client. Now, this one doesn't have nearly as many locations, but the thing is that it doesn't matter if you're a franchise, if you're a mid-market company, or if you're a one location, one truck mom and pop shop. Online reputation affects you at all levels. So this is another example of one of my HVAC and plumbing clients. And the time that they've been with us, we've been able to remove over 100 illegitimate negative reviews. And the focus wasn't just on Google. We're looking at over 60 different review platforms when it comes to our negative review removal services, because it goes back to what I was sharing with you is that we're not just going to focus on Google. We want to make sure that your reviews are accurate whenever a customer visits your platform, whether it's Google, Yelp, Yahoo, even platforms like Glassdoor and Indeed. If you have ex-employees that are saying derogatory things about their experience working with you, that affects your branding. That can affect your recruitment efforts, and that does have to do with your online reputation. So we want to clean that up if there's anything that is addressable. And then lastly, this is another client that's been with us for about 8 months now. So in less than a year's time, in partnering with us, we've helped them increase their monthly views by over 6%. But even better, their customer actions have increased by nearly 50%. So that's more of these website clicks, more direction requests, and more call clicks, which means more people are calling in to book services, which is great. That's the goal at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, you want to have the peace of mind that when Tom has that issue and that he's looking for a business online, that he's going to find you because you're going to show up in the search results. He's going to be able to see what other customers have said about you. So he feels confident that you are the right business to help him solve his problem. So again, my name is Cass. I do appreciate you taking the time to hear me out today. And I want to talk to you. If you want to learn more about how Consumer Fusion can help you enhance your online reputation and drive more customers to your business, feel free to scan this QR code and you can book time directly on my calendar. And I'd love to do a quick audit and take a look at what are you doing as far as your online reputation right now? And where are those areas of opportunity for you to grow and take your online reputation from good to great? Thanks for your time.